I always feel that you should ask your mutual friends. This is a PSA. Ask your mutual friends if you are okay going on a date with their friends, because maybe they're afraid it's going to affect their relationship and they don't want it. Or maybe they don't want to hear gory details. So tread lightly, respectfully, you ask. So I asked, and I've never asked him this before. And he's like, yeah, you should. So I got his number, and then I asked him, we were going to do something that trip, but I didn't have time. A bunch of things had happened. He had told me that that was when the Zeke news had broke. So I was in the studio doing like an extra show or something. I think I was on Colton and the Wolfman maybe. So anywho, back to now. So I'm planning to come on this trip. Now we stayed in touch, but we didn't really, you know how things just, we didn't really stay in close touch. By the end of from October to now, let's say we lost touch. Okay. So I decide when I'm going on the trip to do a couple of things. I have to give them to you in a specific order so the story comes out where you really feel this. First and foremost, I decided not to reach out to him before I was going, because I knew he would know I was going, because I would know that Dave was going to be at the club with me, and his friends would come in. So I said, if he comes in on Thursday when I'm dancing at Gossip, I'm going to ask him if he can go out on Friday. So I made sure that this trip, I'm planning a lot better for myself. I made sure I'd be doing PR from Monday to Friday, but I told Lainey at 6 p.m. Friday, we have to be done. I want to have the rest of the weekend off. I wanted to go on a hot date on Friday night. That was always my intention, and it was always going to be with him. And I wanted to take her to see a musical, a Broadway show on Saturday, which we did. So here I am. It's Monday. I'm in the city, and I'm thinking, okay, now I got to wait till Thursday. I got to see if he comes to the club. And I'm not going to make any other plans for Friday, because if I make other plans for Friday, then I won't see him this trip. I'm really making this effort, but I'm doing it all like subliminally, right? I'm manifesting that this is going to work out this way. Well, so I'm at the club. I have this like kind of red distress dress on, socializing, walking around. He comes in. This time I gave him a hug. It was a totally different hug, because we had broken that barrier of like, oh my God, I want to go on a date with him. And I was like, okay, I can ask him. So at that time, I was like, this is the perfect time for me to ask him if he's working, if he's free, if he can go on a date with me. And the next night, Friday night. So I asked him. But you should know, I also decided to lay it on pretty thick. And before I asked him, I went and I changed into my costume, out of said red dress into costume, which was a sexy cop. And he's a cop. So my hopes of him coming on Thursday, having the cop outfit, like all of this was really mapped out. So it worked. I came out in the cop outfit, asked him if he could go out with me on Friday. He said yes. And history is there. Then I realized, oh my God, you're dancing. You have to dance in front of the guy that you're going on a date with tomorrow night. This is awkward. It's so weird, the amount of emotions that you go through with all of these different situations when you live as complicated of a life as I do on the exterior, with all of these different things. Like, oh, great. Now I'm going to shake my ass in other guys' face in front of my date for tomorrow night. But he's known me like this my whole time I've known him. This generation is the most open and understanding and just respectful, and also they love the grind. They love the entrepreneurship behind it. They see things totally different than the generations before them. So it was totally okay. Now I guess you want to hear about the actual date, right? The long and the short of it, we had an amazing time. I woke up in my hotel room to the construction of the building next to me being jackhammered out, with a hangover, with construction jackhammering at 7 a.m. Okay. And I was like, oh my God, I'm so hungover, because like I said a minute or two ago, you know, I'm like a normal person when I date, and I think we're all a little bit awkward. And I asked him on the date, and I really wanted to get to know him, and he's really cute. And, you know, it was more than just, you know, a booty call situation. It was like we were actually going on a date, and we were going to have conversation at dinner and get to know each other. And I was curious, and I love his whole group of friends, so I knew I was going to love everything that he's about. I wanted to talk to him about what it's like to be a cop, you know, all these different things. I love to interview people. But The night ended. I go to sleep and I wake up to the jackhammering. So I get up to get a bottle of water because I'm like, okay, now it's time like to start the water process. Started the water process. Didn't work. You may know what I'm talking about. You know when you think you're doing the right thing with a nasty ass hangover and you drink a lot of water at one time, it doesn't stay. This doesn't fucking stay. But I will tell you this. That leads me to this piece of paper right here, which I'm going to pick up for you. Nothing made me happier and made me not even give two fucks that there was jackhammering on the wall to my hotel room at 7 a.m. and my head was pounding from a hangover because when I turned around after grabbing the water and looked on top of the lamp, there was this note.
This is the life I chose.